Alright, let's find out her secrets.
Oh, hello.
You look tired, Bree. Are you feeling alright?
It must be all the volunteer work I've been doing. I'll be fine.
I wondered where you were disappearing to. Where have you been volunteering your time? Volunteer work just burns you out.
I've spent all of my spare time at the shelter. Maybe it's wearing me down just a touch.
It must make you feel good to volunteer. You're a model citizen, Bree Vandekamp. Have you ever considered using the time to relax?
I believe it's our civic duty to help those less fortunate than us. Besides, I get far more out of it than I put in.
That's nice, Bree. You have such a wonderful outlook. That can't be true.
And volunteering at this particular shelter is especially rewarding. It's a perfect match for me.
I'm sure you'd be great anywhere you volunteered. What do you mean by that? Isn't volunteer work all the same?
Let's just say that I'm not suited for the type of service where my opinions aren't appreciated.
I can see how that would be a problem. I'm not sure I understand you. You'd know better than I would.
Well then, I better be running along.
I hope you get some rest, Bree.
Thanks, you too. Goodbye.
She doesn't seem like as aggravated as the others.
Oh, hello.
I've been meaning to ask you something, Bree.
By all means. What is it?
Where in the world are you doing all this volunteer work anyway? What kind of volunteer work are you doing? You said you've been volunteering at a shelter. What can you tell me about it?
Nothing that would interest you.
That's rude. I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want to know. Of course it interests me. All the same, I'd like to know.
All right. I've been volunteering at an animal shelter. The work isn't glamorous, but it's desperately needed.
I thought you liked shooting animals, not caring for them. That's a bit surprising to me, Bree. I didn't know that you were an animal lover.
Are you telling me an old dog can't learn new tricks?
The fuck is your problem? There has to be more to the story. It just seems like an odd choice for you, Bree. But an animal shelter?
Animals aren't responsible for their dire circumstances. They don't make poor choices. They're merely helpless creatures.
Jesus, that attack, though. Don't freak out, Bree. What are you talking about? Who said that they did?
Not to mention that animals don't consider killing themselves when times get rough. It's just not in their nature.
Too late, you've already lost it. What are you talking about, if you say so?
Let's just drop the subject completely, shall we?
The fuck is her problem? If you don't want to talk about it, I understand. I just want to make sure you're okay. Bree, are you sure you're alright? We can drop it if you want. It just seems like there's something bothering you.
I'm perfectly all right, but thank you all the same. Good day.
God, no you're not.
Oh, hello.
I'm gonna slap you right now. What's on your mind, Bree?
This is a little awkward, but I'd like to talk to you about something.
If you really want to. Please do. Okay, go ahead.
It's quite possibly the most embarrassing event of my life.
Oh, really? Then tell me only if you're completely comfortable with it. This ought to be good.
It might help you to understand why I'm working at an animal shelter.
If you want me to know, then fine. Good, because it's been on my mind lately. Oh, that's right, you are working at an animal shelter.
And I'd greatly appreciate this remaining between you and me.
I'm sure it will. You can trust me with your secret, Bree. You know I'll do my best.
A long time ago, I was let go from a volunteer job.
And by let go, you mean fired, don't you? What happened? Is that true?
The director apparently thought my moral fervor interfered with my job duties. I believe they said I was too judgmental.
That doesn't surprise me. What were your job duties? Where were you volunteering?
Answering calls at a suicide hotline.
Oh. Now that is priceless. You have got to be kidding. Are you serious, Bree?
I know just what you're thinking. Mock me for wanting to help people. I don't care.
What the fuck? Who in the world would think that? You're working at a suicide hotline. You're helping people not commit suicide. How in the world would I mock you or make fun of you? It's not your fault that you live on a higher moral plane than they do. You're simply too good of a person to be able to communicate with those lowlifes. Jesus, this is horrible. You have nothing to be ashamed of, Bree. If those suicidal head cases can't bear to hear the truth, then it's their problem. I think it's wonderful that you realize maybe your character doesn't fit well at Suicide Hotline. No big deal. Other people can benefit from your moral fervor.
You know, you're absolutely correct. I've been beating myself up about this for so long, and it's so simple.
So now that you've gotten that off your chest, how do you feel? The biggest problems usually have the simplest answers. You had no reason to beat yourself up, and you were just doing what you thought was right.
I feel so relieved. I'm at a loss for words.
There's no need to say anything, Bree. You do the same for me. No, she wouldn't.
You've proven to be a dear friend. Thank you.
Okay, so I decided what I'm gonna do. Because I have to ask one of these other ladies for help on my son. And I think you can only ask 2 of them for some weird, stupid reason. And I figured I would have asked Lynette because she has the 3 kids. But I haven't gotten secrets from these women yet. So I figured I'd ask one of them. And then later on, I'll go back and listen to all the responses, negative, positive, and, responses to this too. So let's go see Gabby. Should I see Susan? Let's go see Susan. And then maybe if I see Julie, then I can, ask her shit too. I think it's a pretty good idea. I'm just saying. Yep, Julie's there. Fucking fantastic. And she's answering the door, isn't she? Nope, it's Susan.
Hi.
Okay. Hey, Susan, have you ever run into any major problems raising Julie? Because that's a normal way to start a conversation.
Not really. She's kind of on autopilot.
Oh, okay then. Well, that's just great. I see.
Why? Are you having problems with your son?
Yeah, but don't worry about it. I appreciate your help, Susan. Not problems per se. It's more like something happened and I don't know what to make of it. To be honest, I'm not sure, but if you don't have any advice, then there isn't much to talk about.
Oh, well, I hope it's nothing serious. I know, sorry, I'm no help. I hope whatever's going on with you and your son blows over.
We'll see, Susan. We'll see. You and me both. That makes 2 of us, Susan. Oh! Apparently, if you ask the wrong people for help, then that's good. Alright. Let's talk. And let's find out your secrets. Secret time. Tell me everything.
I knew that already.
Hi.
You look worried, Susan. What's going on?
I'm just imagining a worst-case scenario and praying that it never happens.
Why are you being so negative? Why would you imagine a worst-case scenario? You're such a worrywart. Oh, I always imagine worst-case scenarios. And I don't want to. I don't mean to be negative. I just, my friends used to call me cynical all the time. And to be honest, I didn't really view it as cynicism. I view it as looking for things just to keep you prepared. Like, in case something bad happens, you know how to respond to it, or at least you're, emotionally ready for it, or whatever.
Oh my god. In case you haven't noticed, worst-case scenarios happen to be my thing.
It would be difficult not to notice. So what's the scenario? You have a point, Susan.
Do you keep a diary?
Not that it's any of your business, but yes. Yes, I do. Uh-huh.
Have you ever let anybody read it?
Are you kidding? No way. Yes, but it was a big mistake. Oh, I should bum her out next
Could you
time.
imagine what would happen if it got out and everybody read it?
I'd have to move out of Fairview and maybe out of the country. That is a worst case scenario. I'd have a lot of new enemies.
Exactly. That's why I look worried.
And is that the only reason why you're worried? Why are you worried? Are you afraid that your diary is going to get stolen? Do you really think people want to read your diary, Susan?
Not exactly.
Just spill it. You're not telling me the whole story, are you? What's going on, Susan?
I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm going to stop. Right now.
Alright, but if you change your mind...
I'll tell you what. I'll consider it.
I have to beg for your fucking secrets.
Hi.
You still worried about something, Susan?
Actually, I want to talk to you about something.
Ask away. What is it? If it won't take too long.
Okay. Let's say that you heard a rumor that was going around, and it was about you. How would you feel about that?
I don't like the idea of people talking about me behind my back. If it wasn't a secret and assuming it was true, it wouldn't bother me. I don't know. I guess it depends on how you define rumor.
Would it make it worse if the rumor wasn't exactly true?
So you mean it would be exactly a lie? Why is there a mad face with that? What do you mean by not exactly true? Do you mean a half-truth?
What I mean is, it's mostly true. Just embellished a little. Maybe a lot. Here and there.
The fuck is her secret? I would be upset. That would be a different story. I'd hunt down the person who started the rumor.
I thought that's what you'd say.
Will you please just get to the point? Seriously, what's going on, Susan? Is there something I should know about?
I've probably said too much already. You know me. I just don't know when to stop.
If you decide to let me know what's bothering you, I'll keep it in strict confidence.
Thanks. I might take you up on that offer.
Oh, God. I don't like talking to her.
Hi.
What's on your mind, Susan?
Our last couple of conversations.
Drop it already. What about him? Oh, yeah?
Remember when I was babbling about what would happen if my diary got out and everybody read it?
Yes, I remember. I think so.
And do you remember when I asked you how you'd feel if you heard a rumor about you that wasn't exactly true?
Yes, go on. Vaguely.
Well, I sort of have a confession to make, and I was really hoping it could stay between us. Can you keep it our little secret?
Relax, Susan. I won't tell anybody. Of course I can keep it our secret. I've kept secrets in the past. I'm sure I can keep this one. Why?
Okay. Oh, where should I start? I wrote a book about my life. Actually, it's not so much an autobiography. It's more of a diary.
Your life doesn't exactly seem captivating. I guess to each their own. That sounds fascinating. I'd buy it. I suppose it could be interesting as long as you left in all the juicy details.
Anyway, this book features most of our neighbors as characters. You even have a small part in it.
This doesn't sound like it's going to end well. That's terrific. What could be better? What's the catch?
The problem is, this book is sort of like my children's books. You know, like the way I use real creatures like lions, but lions don't really sing and dance in real life. It's that kind of thing. Look, I just wanted to add some color to my characters. And maybe make myself look a teensy-weensy bit better. So I may have exaggerated personality traits of certain neighbors. So now you know. Go ahead and tell me off or punch me or whatever.
This is the stupidest secret I have ever heard in my life. It's called poetic license, and if they don't understand that, too bad. Susan, nobody's going to read your little book anyway, so who cares? You can't spread half-truths about people to sell yourself or your book, Susan. It's just wrong.
Oh my God, you're so right. I was completely beating myself up for no reason.
Oh God, you have more serious issues than this. Don't worry about it, it happens. I can't believe it either.
So you don't think I'm a horrible person?
Of course not. I'm not going to judge you. Definitely not for this.
What can I say? You've been an incredible help. This is a load off my mind.
No need to say anything. What's advice between friends?
You're right. I am your friend. And I'm better for it.
This was literally the stupidest secret I've ever heard in my life. I'm glad I stole your shit and made money off of it. That is pretty terrible. I shouldn't have. I'm a terrible person. Alright, Julie. Let's talk to you. You're watching Warzone too? Why is everyone watching Warzone? Oh, right, I need to find Julie. And then I'll go talk to Gabriella. Because she's the only one I haven't talked to yet. And she probably looks like she'll give bad advice. And then I can go to Edie, who will give bad advice. And then I'll go to Lynette, who'll give really good advice. And then I can move on with the rest of the game. Julie! She's the good kid. Like, she's a really cool kid. Oh, and Carl's probably at Edie's house right now, too, huh? Should I just get this done at once? Oh, no, I can't. Stay awake. No! Damn it. Fucking Julie.